Are you ready for them? You know what, Singapore, I'm glad you are. Look up, the Red Lions have jumped.
And as you've heard, they've just made that jump. 8 Red Lions will be taking the leap today. They're jumping 10,000 feet out of a C-130 Hercules aircraft at 120 miles per hour. They began in a 6-way ring formation, and soon they'll switch to what's known as a stack formation. And that's the target this evening, the Padang. And from all the way up in the air, it's just a tiny little matchbox. It's going to be a real challenge for the fearless Red Lions to land in that spot. Plus, they'll have to navigate the challenging crosswinds to make their landing. But they've trained hard for this, and the crowd is in for a real treat. The Red Lions were officially inaugurated in the year 1966, and these commandos have had a long history of performing jumps at the NDP since 1970. Now, this elite team is made up of individuals from the Commandos unit, and they're trained to conduct free-fall operations. And what the Red Lions are able to accomplish today, that takes anything from 5 to 10 years to get to the level of proficiency that you see right now. All those expectant faces in the crowd here at the Padang, the crowd is craning their necks to look up into the sky. They've got their eyes up, their phones out, and they're waiting to catch a glimpse of the Red Lions. Well, as they make their descent, let's take a closer look at what the Red Lions are wearing. Now, the Red Lions outfits, they're not simply just a costume bearing the red and white of our national flag. All of it, from the helmets and the jumpsuits to even their boots, it's all designed to reduce drag and ensure a smoother freefall. Well, here are the spectators of the Padang just catching sight of the Red Lions as they are making their descent. Now remember, it isn't just the free fall, but also the landing techniques that they'll have to master. One of the most challenging parts of completing the jump is this technique called flaring. You'll get to see it a little later on. That's the approach as they pull both the steering handles down and glide just above the ground before landing. It's something that even experienced jumpers say is challenging because you have to determine how high and how fast to begin the process in constantly changing conditions. But we have an experienced team making the jump this evening, and they're coming in close. What a view it must be from up there as well, landing right in the heart of the city into an excited crowd, a sea of red and white. That sea of smiling, expectant faces looking into the sky. The crowd waving their flags and cheering on the fearless Red Lions. The anticipation is just building in that crowd, 27,000 strong, awaiting the arrival of the Red Lions. And as you know, this has always been one of the highlights of the National Day Parade. Remember, they're jumping off the plane at a height measuring what's almost equivalent to 1,000 HDV flats at speeds of 120 miles per hour. An incredible feat, and definitely not for the faint of heart. Crowd excited, looking up into the sky, anticipating our Red Lions and their return home. And they're almost here. The crowd getting ready, getting excited, waiting for their descent. And they're almost here. They're getting ready now to welcome our first Red Lion home. In close succession, they're approaching the Padang now, ready for their final descent. Leading the team this year, all eyes on Master Warrant Officer Chong Boon Heng making his approach. Coming in close, and he makes a safe landing, a whopping 1,900 jumps under his belt. And next up, First Warrant Officer Ong Ka Soon. He's got 690 jumps, and it's touchdown. Coming up, second warrant officer Sim Chi-jin. He's got 750 jumps under his belt, and he's ready to score this smooth landing. Here he comes. And he's made it. Hot on his heels now, first warrant officer Chu Eng-sing, 730 jumps under his belt. He's making his approach, and he lands safely, the crowd giving him a warm welcome home. And next up, we have first warrant officer Po Jing-seong. He's logged 900 jumps to make this beautiful touchdown. And coming in quick behind him, senior warrant officer Maheshwaran. He's about to make his landing. With 1,674 jumps, he's made a smooth landing as well. And we're down to the final 2 red lions. Second warrant officer Chua Seng-boon is making his approach now. With 765 jumps, he's made it home. And finally, last but not least, we have our cameraman. He's Master Warrant Officer Leonard Tan. Now, he's behind all the exhilarating aerial shots you're seeing of the jump today. And as he comes in close, you can probably spot that camera right there on his helmet. He's clocked an impressive 2,700 jumps to make this beautiful landing coming your way. And he's home. Welcome home, sir. What a spectacular cap from the pre-parade segment. The crowd is absolutely thrilled. Clearly, the Red Lions, always a crowd favorite. What an experience and what a performance by the Red Lions. They're making their way now to the front of the Padang as the crowd shows their respect and their appreciation. An incredible feat accomplished by the Red Lions this evening. The spectators delighted by the visual spectacle of their performance today. You can see them smiling from ear to ear, completely enjoying that performance, delighted by the captivating feat of true courage and skill. And presenting the Red Lions taking a final salute after making a safe landing home. The crowd absolutely thrilled. They're cheering and waving, thanking the Red Lions for yet another exciting and memorable performance.